The police heard dogs barking and screaming from the trailer, which was in a very poor state of repair. The windows were dirty. The curtains were yellow and the metal paint was chipped. The policeman knocked on the door and asked if anyone was inside. He called out. It was hard to hear the shouting over the dog barking. The policeman decided to kick the metal door open. The smell inside made them nauseous. Then they found the source of the stench. Dispatch operators in Florida are used to all kinds of calls, from people fighting to people playing practical jokes. These emergency operators are highly trained and know exactly what questions to ask when a real call comes in. Where are you? Are you in danger? Are you hurt? And so on. But what if the caller cannot speak and does not understand what is being said? Mary was full of energy when she started her Tuesday morning shift. She drank 2 cups of coffee before taking her seat. Wide awake, she put on her headphones and sipped her 3rd cup of coffee. The office was quiet because the night people had left and the morning people were still settling in. She had no idea what awaited her that day. Mary had said the same sentence countless times every day for 3 years. What is your emergency? After saying that, she waited. It was a little after 8 o'clock. She was in no mood to deal with donkey singers, even though they usually called in the evening. Hello, police. Hello, police. He pressed the earphones firmly against his ears and turned up the volume. Then he heard a heartbreaking voice. Mommy, said a child. Mary suddenly became serious. Why was this child calling the police? Can you hear me? She asked. But all she heard were baby words that were hard to understand. Is your mom or dad with you? He asked. He could hear dogs barking and howling from behind. Hello, is your mom or dad with you? When the child whispered no, the hairs on her neck stood on end. Mary could neither understand the child nor could he answer her question. Call your mom or dad. Tell them there's someone on the phone, okay? She heard some rustling noises in her earpiece. I wonder if the boy's mother is hurt, he thought. Then the child said, I don't know, she went out. Mary kept asking the boy questions, but it was very difficult for him to hear the answers. How was he going to help this child? While he was trying to locate the child, could you stay on the phone with the child and keep talking to me? He said the boy had to stay on the phone for her to locate him. Is the barking I hear coming from your dog? He asked. The barking was very loud. What's your name? How old are you? There was no answer. Are you still there? And the boy hung up. Fortunately, Mary had located the boy. When Mary saw that the call was coming from Florida at that moment, she reported it to the patrol. When the policemen arrived at the house in the tiny trailer, they found a worse scene than they had expected. The house was incredibly dirty. 2 dogs were in a cage, but the 3rd one was outside and looked very aggressive. The cops called animal control before entering the house. But where was the child? The 3-year-old who did the search was in a corner and he was not alone. He had his little brother with him and they both had leaky diapers. They also looked hungry. The policeman looked in the refrigerator and found nothing but how long had the children been on their own? Where was their mother? What kind of a mother would leave her children alone in such conditions? Then they saw something terrible. There was a gun in the middle of the coffee table. The little boy grabbed it and started waving it in the air. Then he pointed it at the policeman and laughed. The policeman immediately took the gun from him and saw that there were bullets in it. Who would leave their children home alone with such a dangerous thing? The police immediately called social services. They asked for the children to be taken away from here immediately. Now it was time to find the mother. It took 6 police officers several hours to find the 26-year-old mother. The mother told the police that she had only left the house for 5 minutes. She said she had met a friend for coffee and claimed that her children were safely asleep at home. But neighbors said she drove off at 7:30. The woman pleaded guilty. It quickly became clear that she had not planned to return home for hours and did not care about her children. The woman was now in trouble. The police arrested her and filed charges. The woman who went to jail was frightened out of her. He had to pay $5,000 to get out of jail, but thanks to a bail bondsman, he was able to go home to his 3 dogs. But the people who learned what she had done would never forgive her for putting their children in danger like that. During the process of deciding whether she was a suitable mother, her 3-year-old daughter was placed in child welfare. As a result of what had happened, it was highly unlikely that she would be found suitable. The first policeman who came to the house said the situation was deplorable. Fortunately, her children were safe and did not go to bed hungry. But if there is someone who should be praised more than the police, it is Mary, the police operator who managed to keep the child on the phone for 8 minutes. She kept her cool the whole time and managed to locate the child. The mother may have abandoned her children, but Mary did not abandon them. She didn't let the sounds of crying and barking stop her from doing her job. As a result, she saved these children's lives. Fortunately, emergency operators work long hours and do their best to ensure everyone's safety. More importantly, they help young children and those in need. Mary deserves a promotion for helping to save these children before something bad happens to them.